So this is Lyzr Agent Studio. Okay.
Yeah. So actually to access the studio, you need to go to agent.lyzr.ai.
Okay.
You can log in. Once you log in with Google, like you're in, right? Now the studio has home, which is where it starts off with. Credits used, each of us are given 100 credits to start off with.
Okay.
And then it caps out. And you don't need more.
What does the credit? Yeah, what does the credit do? Is that like an action? What's the credit?
No, it's more, we are using our API key, right?
Oh, okay.
So you can basically create the agent and then run the agent on our LLM. Okay. So we are essentially like taking care of the cost, if you want to call it. But there's a cap, 100 credits. Yeah. So here's your API key, endpoint of agent. So you can, now if you want to use the API, you can just copy this and use the endpoint. All your documentation for the agent API is here. Cool. But if you didn't want to use the API, you want to use the studio, click on studio, you create an environment. And I think the way they think about an environment is, here's the kitchen. I'm giving you all the ingredients. I'm giving you the recipe in some sense to build something out. Right. So that's essentially what the studio is helping you do. And it's kind of low code right now. So you have a dark mode, light mode, if you care about that. So yeah, select environment. You can create one, but remember we start with Libby and Ani. I can actually start again. So let's say Zoom recording. Sorry, I'll come here, environment, Zoom recording with Libby and Ani. And you see this, the name changes here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right? So you can add features here, tools here. You can configure your LLM directly. All of this can be done from the developer side. So imagine you're like the modules or the selections that you do on the low code or on the UI UX shows up on the config on the right? So I create an environment name, and then any environment, by the way, any agent has these three things. If somebody asks you what an agent is, a lot of people have like multiple definitions, right? Add an input, it can do things autonomously, it gives you an output. But actually every agent, for it to be called an agent, needs to be LLM powered fundamentally, and it's able to do tasks autonomously, right? So agents have a large language model that's powering it. You have modules. Modules are basically, think of it as feature sets to the agent that you can add, right? So modules are like, for example, if you wanted to build a chat agent, you would most probably want short-term memory.
Okay.
If you wanted to send out emails, like Libby, let's say you're creating an onboarding process for your HR agent, you'd most probably want a humanizer. So imagine this is like RAG is add capabilities with fully customizable retrieval configuration. So if you want to upload documents,
right? You
want RAG. Long-term memories, you want, let's say this chat, but let's say it's chat on the website. And then you come back, let's say you ordered food on Seamless. And like 3 months later, you come back and you're like, hey, listen, like, just can you tell me about my last order? So switch those modules on. So right now we're starting with 5. And imagine you expand on these modules. Right? So I started with LLM. I say model vendor. Today we have OpenAI and Bedrock. But this can expand. Right? Like today, this makes more sense. We're starting off with. We have our own API key that we're using, PyCon 24. Okay. GPT-4o Mini is the model that's under OpenAI. And then temperature and top P, you don't usually change. But this is, I think you can look this up. I'm actually not very clear, but my understanding with top P is how creative or deterministic do you want the answers to be? And temperature, let me see what temperature.
I don't know top P.
Temperature in LLM. Okay, so lower temperature means it's actually deterministic. Higher temperature is more creative. Then so I guess that is your temperature. Top P on the other hand, let's see top P. Right. Similar. Top P controls randomness.
Randomness. Tokens of the candidates.
Similar, actually. Right? Lower top P limits the choice and generates more focused responses.
Okay.
Higher top, it's actually like the sample it's taking. If you give a top P, it takes a bigger sample. my understanding is lower top P limits the choice and generates most focused responses. So top P is also known as nucleus sampling or probabilistic sampling.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
let's see in a minute. Yeah, I think this is what it means, maybe. But my point is, I think with this, you end up temperatures, I guess, how creative or determines you want the results to be. And I think like how much sample do you end up taking, I think.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
So that's on the LLM. The modules is, so do you want to decide what agent to create something on an email? Like, let's do a fitness agent maybe, right? I'll do short-term memory, I'll do humanizer.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Short-term, long-term humanizer. And then I can say next, and I come to tools. Tools is, right now we just have Perplexity, LinkedIn, and Mail. So LinkedIn tool is provides ability to post on LinkedIn. Mail is provides ability to send an email. Perplexity provides ability to search the internet. So maybe we'll do Perplexity, we'll do Mail, right? And you can see it says name Zoom recording with Libby and Ani. Features is type is tool calling, which is the type here. Priority, I think, is max tries. Priority 0. I think priority is 0 to 1. So I don't know what that exactly is. But yeah, you can see all of this kind of just being developed here, right? I click on create, creates the environment. It says successfully create. Then I go to agent. So select agent. Let's create a new one. So I'll say create new agent. Okay. Do you have an idea?
Sure. Fitness agent.
How about this?
Sure.
Right. So you're a helpful agent. So you can put a system prompt that helps people lose weight, inspires them to get fitter and achieve their goals in a short period of time. And then you can put any system prompt. We have a tool that we built called Magic Prompts, which you can improve the prompt. So I click on improve, and then it should automatically improve the prompt end to end. So let's see how that happens. So I'll put the description here of fitness. Do you see this?
Cool. Okay.
So you don't have to worry about the prompt itself.
Yeah.
So this becomes the input. So if you think about creating any agent, this is essentially your input. The environment is the input. Then you have the LLM, you have the modules, you have the tools. So tools, remember, will also have multiple integrations, Libby. I'll come back. So tools today, let's say your Perplexity, LinkedIn, Mail, but what if you want to connect to HubSpot?
Right.
What if you want to Gmail? So this will expand. This is where your integrations will take place.
Okay.
So if we have 3, imagine in the future you have, I don't know, thousands, right? So now you've updated your system prompt, a fitness agent that is better than, I don't know. So let's say created, and then I go to inference. I say select with an agent. So you can select here as user. Create select session or create new. Do we have? Okay. So now I can type a message here saying, okay, I want to lose, let's say, 5 kgs in 4 months. How do I go about it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can create this, and then once you create this and then submit, it'll show up on the App Store.
Look at that.
Oh, okay. 2 liters a day, exercise plan. And then you can keep iterating on this with your prompt if needed, right? And then you can have a conversation. So this films almost looks like a chat GPT like conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You can take your chat endpoint, you can put it into, like, you could access this from everywhere, right? Or you could access the,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
so you build an agent in here that you can chain together multiple actions and then access it via the endpoint. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it shouldn't give you, oops, why does it give me an error? So Right. So we did this. I should have a submit button somewhere. So now because they're a short-term memory, right? I can just click on that and then it shows me this. Okay. And then you chat. Yeah, that's your chat endpoint request here.
Right.
Right. Now, so if I had to find fitness.
Oh, that's cool. Fitness agent, there it is.
No,
Public.
but there's somebody else.
Oh,
I need to publish the app somewhere.
okay.
So create the app. There we go. So I come here, create the app, access select agent, fitness agent, make your app public, enter the name. Let's say it's Libby and Ani Zoom recording. Right? Create category. You want to be productivity. Helps you.
In 4 months. Yep. Helps you drop 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is public now. You actually have people creating agents. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is public. Yeah. And you can kind of this is what it will look like if you go public, right? So you can write your input, tell your best story, submit. So you can kind of see you can use other people's. Am I cutting off?
Yeah, you're cutting off. Is it your Wi-Fi?